Hello and welcome to my very first video for my channel. My name's Andy. I run Sastronomical, which is an automation consultancy really, and I help people automate their work. So I thought it might be a good idea to start sharing some of that with you. I've been doing this for a long time and I was able to quit my job this year, the very start of this year, and do it full time, which is very exciting. And the evolution of that is to start creating videos that highlight some of the elements that I come across, some of the tips and tricks that I find on my consultancy journey, and share them with you. And the video you're watching now is a product of that. So the first video I'm going to create, or the video we're watching now, is really going to be about how to create and automate the thumbnail creation process for YouTube. So the objective of today is going to be how I'm going to use a tool called Airtable and a tool called Bannerbear, bringing those two tools together to automate some thumbnail creation, and hopefully that's going to be of use to you. If you've got any ideas for future videos that you might find useful, please comment below. If you want to automate your business or your work, please feel free to like this video or subscribe and learn more as I create more videos for you. And if you just want to say hello, then comment down below. So without further ado, let's get to it. Great, so I'm currently in my Airtable. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an Airtable and start from scratch. And we'll call this YouTube image generation. Great, make it red because it's YouTube, and we'll give it a nice little thing. What icon? The most important thing is the icon, obviously. And there we go. We've got our first. We've got to start now. I'm going to call this my first video. I don't know why Airtable give us 3 things that I delete every single time that I start a base, but that's Airtable. It is the best software in the world, but it's got its quirks. Now I'm going to call this my first video, right? And what we actually want to do here is start to think about how we connect our videos to our images, and what you can learn about Airtable is the concept of object orientation, or object-oriented programming, I should say. And by thinking about the outcome, if we want to do that, we can start to actually picture what the outcome will be. So I like to start at the end before I build an automation. So what do I want to do? Well, I want to automatically generate an image when I have a video. So immediately we have 2 very simple concepts: a video and an image. So this is called my first video, and we might want to call it maybe, actually, given that we're connecting 2 apps, we actually might want to say that we're connecting specific apps. So perhaps what I could do is bring in my applications base. So I've got an applications base in here, and maybe I'll create a synced view of different apps that we might want to sync. So I'm going to use this base and bring this in to my new base. So this is a base that I worked on previously. It's just got lots of different fun apps in it to keep things that I keep my website updated with. It's sastronomical.com, and also connectyoursas.com, or connectmysas.com. I probably should get that right. Connectmysas.com, and we can. I'm going to call this sync records, and we're going to duplicate it and maybe we don't need to duplicate it. We can just copy this one. So this is already shared with me. I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to import it from another Airtable base. So we can select the base or use the view. And great. And we've got the specific fields. So we want the brand name, and we also want the image. Right, they're the main things we really need. We don't need anything else for now. So what we can see here is it's going to automatically populate with all the different images. Great. So immediately we've got a really good template to work from. I don't expect you to already have done this, but I'm really trying to show you the core concepts of connecting something to Bannerbear and really creating something special. So this is called link creation sync. We can call this applications. Great, so we'll call this applications, and we'll call this videos. And what we can say is when we want to bring in, or when we want to connect apps, or in this case, when I want to bring these images into my automation, I might actually just want to link this to applications. And in this case, you can see here, we've got applications. So I might want to say Airtable. And luckily we've got a little Airtable logo in there, and I want to say Bannerbear, and we've got a little Bannerbear logo in there. So we've got two images. We want to bring these together, the two apps together, and then also we actually want to bring in some content, right? Without becoming one of those people who creates YouTube videos, which is just lots of pictures of me going, I don't want to do that. So what I would rather do is create some kind of fun little image with my little bots that I work with and help me automate things. And it also means I don't need to take lots of pictures of myself, which is very good for me and good for you. Everybody wins, and we all get a nice fun little image we can learn about. So I'm going to create a table here as another table, and remember this is going to be the base images, so these are going to be the base images we want to work with. So we create the images, or let's actually call it base images, and we can call them something. I'm going to call them something simple. Something to really understand about Airtable is this is an iterative process, so you don't need to get everything right first time. And that little this little applications table that I created, I mean, that's taken me about a year and a half to build, so don't be stressed out about getting something right first time. That's something that's really important. So we've got base images, and again, it gives us all of these three things that we always delete. So it's 4 clicks to create a table instead of 1. And then, so we go base images, so let's call this, let's actually add an attachment, so we call this image, and make this an attachment field. So what we're doing here, something that might not be clear, is Airtable has lots of different types of fields, right? So you've got text or attachment or checkbox or formula, all of which we'll go through over the course of my life, probably, or the existence of this channel, and I'll explain what everything is as we go. But in this case, we've got a text field to name it, and then we're going to have an attachment field to bring in the image. So that's great. We're going to just call these something like pink. It doesn't really matter at the moment, but I'm going to bring in my images and I'll show you how to do that just now. So you can see here, I've got a pink image here on my desktop, and I've got a blue image, and I've got a green image, and I've got a yellow image. So bring in the green one, and bring in the yellow one. So that's just got four images to work with. We've also got obviously our application images, and we've got the video title. So what we want to do is also create a linked to record, right? So I'm going to create a link to record here, and again, this is going to link to my base images. So let's call it a link to record. and call it base images, and make it link to base images. And we don't want to allow linking to multiple records this time because, well, because we only need one base image, so we actually can limit that there. And we can create that. So immediately I'm going to bring this through, and let's go. What do we want to do for my first video? Let's make it green. Why not? And this is going to be the video thumbnail for this image, I hope. So let's get started. So we've got my first video, we've got applications, and we've got base images is green. Great. So what we can do here is actually hop over to Bannerbear. If you've not heard of Bannerbear, it's an amazing tool to help you automate your image creation, and I would highly recommend you look into it. Check in the links below. I've created a link to Bannerbear, and I hope it helps. I'm going to create the template, and obviously with YouTube, the format here is going to be 1920 by 1080, and I know I said obviously, that's just because I've worked with media for a long time, but really that's just the little rectangle size of your screen, in case that you don't know that. Okay, so we can then edit the template. So here we are in the template. Let's call this YouTube image creator, or template, YouTube image template. Great. Now, what we can do is add a new layer, and this is the image rectangle. So what we can see at the very top, we've got an image, which is a static image. So this is non-API, so we don't want to use that. But we do want to use an API one, because we want to change this depending on our mood or the content or anything like that. So we're going to bring in this image rectangle, and what we can do is upload our image. And let's upload, it doesn't really matter which one we upload. I'm going to upload the blue one because we can then see how we can change this. But for now, we can upload the blue one, and we can say this is 1920 by 1080. And we enter that in, and we just move it around so it fits, and that looks like it fits great. Awesome. Okay, so we've got our template created. We've got our base ready, and what we want to do is start adding a few little pieces of content to get started. So we're going to need a title, and we're going to need those two little app images that I want to bring through. Now we'll go to this here, and we'll call this base image, and I'm going to have a little cup of tea. Delicious. And now. So that's the base image there. And we're going to add a new layer, and we're going to call this another, we're going to make this an image circle rather than an image rectangle. So previously we used an image circle, a rectangle, now we're going to use an image circle, and we're going to call this app1. Application 1. Great. And now we're going to create another one, and it's going to be an image circle again. Let's just choose again. It's probably good to get a feel for what these look like, and what they might look like on the thumbnail itself. So I'm going to, I'm probably going to upload an image just now instead of having a little bear, which is cute, but let's just choose a couple here now. So what we want to do is choose two images that that might just stand as a good example of what it could look like, and I'm just going to choose two at random in here, so we can see what it looks like when we change it, and this one looks pretty as well. I don't know what it is, but we're going to use it, and we can then see what this looks like in Bannerbear. So we're going to upload this here. I'm going to upload it into Bannerbear, and obviously that's blue, so like thinking about design wise, we probably wouldn't want to mess with that, and like we probably wouldn't want to make the background blue, the blue app, which is why I would choose green for this video rather than yellow, because Airtable's got yellow in it, and Bannerbear's yellow, so it's just a design choice, I guess. I'm not a designer by any stretch of the imagination. So what we're going to do is that's called application 1, and we can duplicate this and just call this application 2. We want to rename it. Oh, not application 32, we want to call it application 2, and maybe make this over here. I don't know if Bannerbear is going to tell me where it should go, if it was to be horizontally aligned, it looks fine. And then we're going to upload another image, and we'll just upload that nice little pretty triangle. Great. So what we can see is we've got that image, and I would say we probably want to give it a little shadow or a border color. So here we might want to make this like that, and make the border pixel 5, or maybe make it 10. Oh, 10's nice, I like 10. All right, and we'll do that again. Border width, and make the color whatever we want, yellow. Okay, cool. So we've got 2 borders, we've got 2 images, and we can get started now on creating the content and the text. So in this case, what I want to do is start adding a text layer, and you can see again we're going to choose an API layer, not a non-API one, but we're going to use a text layer, and you can see here. So we might want to say this is some text, and we can say I want to undo that because that was silly. Now this is some text. You can edit this here. So I'm going. I normally add some lorem ipsum. We don't need that much lorem ipsum, but it just helps to get a feel for what it might look like in general. I'm going to make this. I am actually going to use the same font that I use for my other videos, or my other images that I've created on my Twitter, which I can't remember, so I'm going to exit this. So this is it here. This is the one that, if you follow me on Twitter, you get this little image here, and we can see what font I use. I use Berkshire Swash, so we're going to use that font. So we're going to call it Berkshire Swash. There it is. I don't know why I chose that one, but there it is. It looks fine, I think. We're going to make it white, so we're going to change the color. So 000 is black, FFF is white. I don't know why I know that, but I've just spent too much time in Photoshop. And obviously we can change the size there, and it would automatically fit, which is quite nice. So maybe we want to say size is, let's say 80. And obviously, oh no. And that will obviously fit here. We might want to change the angle. Oh no. Okay, let's do that. I don't know why I like that angle, but I do. So we've got text container 5. Let's call it video title. Okay. And we can make the size maybe 95. All right. So, and let's see what that might look like with the title of this image. So generate YouTube thumbnails using Bannerbear and Airtable. Cool. So that might be what it looks like. And is there anything else we might want to do? I think we might want to make this bigger. Again, I'm not a designer, so I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go along. If you need design help, I always recommend Canva. Canva's awesome, and it would help you just get a sense of what you're looking for. I'm also going to give this a border as well. I might as well. So make this border 20, and we can give it a color of something red or pink. Oh, that's great. All right, so I'll do like a bit of pink. So now we can just make sure that fits. Now. Okay, so I think we're ready. It's not perfect, but in the interest of time, I think we are ready to start to see what this looks like. I'm going to call this, I'm going to just again put in some lorem ipsum in here, because to see what it would look like if it gets bigger, which is fine. That's great. That's what we want here, and we want it to fit into that area. So naturally, it'll fit into that box. I'm actually probably just going to make it a little bit bigger. Whoa. Okay, and that's fine. So let's see, and do that. Great. So you can see it's dynamically changing the title of this. Now, I don't know if this is great, but it is what it's just something that I created on the spot. So it might change over time, but for now we've got a really a good start on a template. So we've got the video title. To recap, we've got the video title, the application 1, application 2, and the base image. Right. So I'm going to save this template. And now what I can do is I'm going to connect my Airtable, and I want to do that separately. I probably don't want to show you my Airtable keys and things like that. But what I will do is I'll show you where to do that. So I'm going to say template, exit editor, and we've got a good start here. In fact, I'm just going to be a bit nitpicky and move that a bit more centrally. And move that like that. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to exit the editor, and what we can do is we can actually integrate or import the data from Airtable. So I'm going to click on settings, and then use an existing base, and then we want to bring in the base ID, the table name, and the view name. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. So obviously the base ID is you can get from the help section. So if you want to find the base ID, you can actually just go to API documentation and get your base ID, bring it into here. The table name is videos, so it looks like we want to bring in that, and the view name is grid view for now. So we've got application 1, application 2, we've got the base image, and then we can do another lookup here too. So we can call this image 2. And again, we do a lookup. And we obviously want to get the logo. And we got that's now split up. So we've chosen application 1, application 2, we've got the base image. We've got the name of my first the name of my first video, but let's give this a copy. We might want to make this a long text field, and we can call it we can do this here. So we can then say and we actually might want to do another lookup here. So I'm going to do a duplicate field again and call this the base image. And we are then, instead of being there, we're going to upload that, use the image, and we're going to bring in the base image. So we've got this plus this, and actually we can start to hide these things so we don't get, for now we don't need to. So we've got this plus this plus this, and then we're going to add the notes, and so we're not going to call it notes, we're going to call it copy. And we're going to call this the name of the image, which is very fitting because hopefully this will be the one you see when you watch this. So we're going to call this connect or create YouTube thumbnails automatically with using Airtable and Bannerbear. Okay, and something that we might want to do as well is I'm going to go back. So let's see what happens if we refresh. Hopefully it'll give us, yeah, it's giving us all that stuff. Great, so we're going to go back to this and we're going to go to YouTube thumbnails. And what I want to do actually is I'm probably going to want to have my logo up there as well. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get that from another base because of course I keep everything in Airtable. And we've got, we're going to put it in here. And we're going to just download this. So that's going to just be put in here. And actually I don't want to ever change this, so that's a good opportunity for us to use a non-API image. So I'm going to actually add an image. I'm just going to bring it in here, and obviously that's Bannerbear's logo, but we can actually upload our own. And we don't want to change this. We don't want it to be available by the API. I'm not going to change my my logo anytime soon. And we can then put this up here, right? So so hopefully that's then and we can then split that out. So that is now looking okay. I'm going to save the template, and like I said, we can't now edit that via the API, and we can get rid of that one. And now, so using Airtable and Bannerbear, that's basically it, right? So what we can start to do now is map our Airtable. So map this all to the template. So if we go to Airtable and we go to the settings, and we go to save and connect. Now name. We don't need to map all of these, but we do need to map. So I don't know what image 1 is. So name, copy. So what is image 1? Okay, so image 1, image 2. So we can say image 1 is application 1. And why don't we call this application 1 just so we don't get confused? Oh, that's because I called this here. So we for now we'll just keep it like that. That's fine. So map image 1 to application 1, image 2 to application 2, and then we've got the base image maps to base image, copy maps to video title, and that should be it. And we're going to send the image PNG to what's that going to go to? It's going to go to oh, that's cool. So hopefully, well, I wonder. Yeah, so maybe it would just send us this. So call it created image and make an attachment, I guess. Okay, so image PNG, and we can just refresh again. And oh no, it's broken everything. Don't do that. That's very silly. Application 1, application 2, the base image here. We've got a copy, it's called the video title. I'm going to send the image to, I don't know whether we're going to send it anywhere. Created image, does it have it? No. Maybe I don't know how to do that in Bannerbear yet. It's beyond my ability. Oh, one record's been imported. Great, it's been imported. And we hopefully, in a second, we're gonna have this as a Bannerbear URL. I'm gonna be sent through. Okay, so we can see what happens. It looks terrible, but we're almost there. I think that was my problem for creating this pink thing here. So maybe we don't want the pink thing, and maybe we just want to make these grey. So let's do that now, so that we can see what that looks like. But I also want to see what that looks like when it gets sent in. So let's go to here, and we can see what this is meant to be called. Bannerbear image URL, yeah. Maybe it should be a URL. I'm going to obviously I'm going to fix this now because we don't want to use these. But for now, I think hopefully that's given you a little bit of help to actually create an image. Now that looks dreadful, so what I do create will be some variation of that. But I hope that was helpful. And now I'm on my way to starting to doing these more regularly. So thanks again for watching. If you like this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and tell me what else you would like to see automated. I want this content to be informative and helpful to you, and if I can be of any help on your automation journey, please leave a comment below and let me know if you like this video.